Hi guys, welcome back to Finpact. Today we're taking a look at Palantir's financials, why the stock price has been so subdued, and why Palantir could be a $120 billion company by 2023 end. Now guys, before we jump into this video, check out some of my previous videos on Palantir. I've linked them down below in the description box. And if you guys are a Palantir fan, hit that like button and that subscribe button and that bell notification so that you get informed on when I release a video, as a lot of the information is time sensitive. You guys know the stock market moves incredibly quickly, as do the crypto markets. Also, just to fully disclose, I do actually hold Palantir shares. I've been holding Palantir shares since around 2020 and I've been accumulating ever since. Now, my shares are at a loss. They have been down 65%, so I have not made profits on my shares just yet. But I am very bullish on Palantir in the long term because I believe that their AI technology and their software that they have is proprietary and can be used in many different industries. And I also think they have a lot of potential when it comes to expanding to new industries and different geographies over the next few years. Now, despite the rocky year that Palantir has had, their financials have been very positive. The only reason the stock recently took a dip was mainly because of the fact that they revised their projection for growth given the current economic climate globally. Now, if we take a look at their Q3 2022 highlights, you can see that revenue has grown 22% year over year. Revenue currently sits at $478 million, and their US revenue grew 31% year over year to $297 million. Now, this is what's interesting. You know how I've mentioned that Palantir has tried to diversify their business by expanding in the commercial sector rather than just depending on the government sector. They've actually managed to expand their commercial revenue substantially. In fact, in the US, the commercial revenue grew by 53% year over year, whereas the US government revenue grew 23% year over year. Now, this is to be expected, as I do think that their government revenues will slow down in growth even more, especially since government budgets globally are becoming tighter. This is mainly because governments want to spend resources effectively and manage the global recession that's taking place. And their customer count has also grown. The customer count grew 66% year over year, and it was an 11% increase from quarter to quarter. The total contract value, as you know, Palantir has been securing many different contracts and just constantly surprising us with some of the names that they've been including. Well, they have closed around $1.3 billion worth of total contracts. You know, one of the best parts is that Palantir has also received recognition as one of the top artificial intelligence software platforms, according to the IDC. And according to Forrester, Palantir is considered a leader in artificial intelligence and machine learning platforms. Now, their revenue guidance for the full year of 2022 is between $1.906 to $1.908 billion. Now, for Q4, they're expecting revenue to be around $503 to $505 million. Now, according to the CEO, Alex Karp, he said that this may be revised if conditions start to change. Also, guys, I highly recommend you read the letter to shareholders, as they have really outlined Palantir's growth over the last few years. I know the stock price has dropped substantially, but that's also because Palantir has been one of the most speculated tech stocks in 2021 and 2022. But this is also because of the broader market conditions. The tech industry has seen sell-offs across the board since the beginning of 2022, when we saw the tech bull run sort of slow down, and now we're entering into a global recession, to be honest. Now, the numbers speak for themselves. You can see the US annual revenue for Palantir has just increased from Q3 of 2019 to Q3 of 2022. So they have consistently shown growth. So that's one of the reasons I've been especially confident in Palantir, because even though they've seen huge volatility with their stock price, they have consistently delivered revenues and closed new contracts and deals. They've also delivered on the project that they will diversify the business, and they really have expanded their commercial segment. They've even been doing well in the UK. Perhaps the increases have not been as dramatic in revenue as we've seen in the US, but as you can see on this graph, that the UK annual revenues have substantially increased to around $213 million in Q3 of 2022. In fact, in recent news, the UK Ministry of Defence awarded Palantir $75 million. The $75 million partnership with the UK Ministry of Defence will span across 3 years, and this partnership will allow the Ministry of Defence to focus on digital transformation. This has confirmed what they've said in their letter to shareholders, as they've said that they believe our revenue in the United Kingdom has the potential to grow significantly in the coming years. Now, Palantir, however, hasn't been the biggest supporter of the metaverse. I have talked about the metaverse substantially on this channel, and you guys know that I do think it's the future. I love that Meta Platforms, formerly known as Facebook, has dedicated a lot of efforts in building and expanding the metaverse in the future. Now, Palantir has not had the same stance. In fact, they've said in their letter to the shareholders, the metaverse and other idiosyncratic pursuits of the technocratic elite may be luxury goods, but foundational data platforms are not. I think they're sort of saying that the metaverse isn't really something that's going to actually happen and that it's just a wishy-washy idea, and that people should focus on data and data management and data analytics software platforms. I do find that Palantir does put out very strong statements. Now, this does give investors confidence, but if they don't deliver on such statements, then the stock price tends to tank substantially, which ends up affecting investors like us. As you can see, they've said our ability to plan for the future is made possible because we have $2.4 billion in the bank and no debt. So yes, I do believe in their vision, and I do think they have some of the best AI technology out there. But I hope they continue to still deliver despite the market turmoil, and that they don't cause such huge stock price crashes because it ends up affecting investors and investors struggle to support them. I personally am still supporting them. I still hold my Palantir shares, and I will be holding for the next 5 to 10 years, depending on what the next rallies will be like. I will be taking profits. But yeah, that's my plan. Anyway, guys, what do you think of Palantir? Do you guys hold Palantir stock? Do you think it's a buy? Do you think it's a sell? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Also, remember, this is not financial advice. Make sure you do your own research before you invest in anything. Capital may be at risk, and the stock market and the crypto markets are volatile, and you may end up losing your investment. So just make sure you do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my opinions and my experiences, and this content is for entertainment purposes only. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!